Have you ever felt like you don't quite fit in? Like there's something different about you that sets you apart from others? Well, here's a mind-blowing thought. What if you're not supposed to fit in? What if you're actually a chosen one, picked for a special purpose that most people can't even imagine? And get this, there's a big reason why people might actually fear you because of it. Sounds crazy, right? But stick with me, because we're about to uncover the incredible truth about why you might be more powerful and important than you ever realized. Think about it for a second. Have you noticed how sometimes people seem a bit uneasy around you, even when you're not doing anything out of the ordinary? Or maybe you've caught others giving you strange looks, as if they can sense something about you that they can't quite put their finger on. Well, there's a good chance that what they're picking up on is your hidden potential, a potential so great that it actually scares them. But don't worry, by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this happens and how to use your special gifts for good. Now, you might be thinking, come on, me? A chosen one? That's just something from movies and books, right? Wrong. Chosen ones are very real, and they walk among us every day. In fact, you might be one of them without even knowing it. And let me tell you, once you understand what it means to be a chosen one and why people fear you, your whole life is going to change. You'll finally see why you've always felt different, and you'll learn how to harness your unique abilities to make a real difference in the world. So, are you ready to discover the truth about your hidden power and why it makes others nervous? Buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into the world of chosen ones, and trust me, what you're about to learn will blow your mind. Alright, let's break this down. When we talk about a chosen one, we're not talking about some kind of superhero with a cape and special powers, although that would be pretty cool. No, we're talking about real people, people like you and me, who have been picked for something big. But picked by who, you ask? Well, that's where things get really interesting. Some folks believe chosen ones are selected by a higher power, like God or the universe. Others think it's more about the unique combination of traits and experiences that make up who you are. But here's the thing. It doesn't really matter who or what chose you. What matters is that you have a special purpose, a mission that's bigger than just living an ordinary life. Now, don't get me wrong. Being a chosen one doesn't mean you're better than anyone else. It just means you're different. You've got a unique set of gifts and abilities that make you stand out from the crowd. And let me tell you, these gifts aren't always obvious. You won't find chosen one stamped on your forehead or listed on your resume. Nope, it's usually much more subtle than that. So, what kind of gifts are we talking about here? Well, for starters, chosen ones tend to be more aware of the world around them. It's like they've got an extra sense that picks up on things other people miss. They often feel things more deeply, too. When someone's happy, a chosen one might feel over the moon. When someone's sad, they might feel like their heart is breaking. It's like they're tuned into the emotional frequency of the world in a way that most people aren't. But that's not all. Chosen ones often have strong hunches or gut feelings that turn out to be right. It's like they've got a direct line to some kind of hidden knowledge. They might know things are going to happen before they do, or understand complex situations without having all the information. It's not magic. It's just a different way of processing the world. Here's the kicker, though. Being a chosen one isn't always easy. In fact, it can be downright tough sometimes. You might feel like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, or like you're constantly swimming against the current while everyone else is floating along. But remember this, those challenges are what make you stronger. They're preparing you for the big things you're meant to do. So, if you've ever felt like there's more to life than what you can see, if you've ever had a nagging feeling that you're meant for something bigger, guess what? You might just be a chosen one. And that's not something to be afraid of, it's something to celebrate. Because being a chosen one means you have the power to make a real difference in this world. And let me tell you, the world needs more people like that. Now that we've talked about what it means to be a chosen one, you might be wondering, okay, but how do I know if I'm actually one of these special people? Well, buckle up, because we're about to dive into some of the telltale signs that you might be a chosen one. And let me tell you, some of these might really surprise you. First up, let's talk about that gut feeling of yours. You know, that little voice inside that sometimes tells you to do things that don't make sense on the surface? Yeah, that one. Well, if you're a chosen one, that voice is probably spot on more often than not. It's like you've got a built-in GPS for life that other people just don't have. For example, have you ever had a sudden urge to call a friend, only to find out they were going through a tough time and really needed someone to talk to? Or maybe you've had a strong feeling that you shouldn't take a certain route to work, only to later hear there was a big accident on that road. These aren't just coincidences, my friend. They're signs that you're tuned into something bigger than yourself. But it's not just about predicting things. Chosen ones often have a knack for understanding people in a way that goes beyond words. It's like you can read between the lines of what people are saying and pick up on their true feelings. You might find that strangers often open up to you, sharing their deepest secrets even though they've just met you. It's because they can sense that you truly understand them on a level that most people don't. Now, here's a big one. Do you often feel like you're different from everyone else, even your closest friends and family? It's not that you don't love them or enjoy their company. It's just that you sometimes feel like you're on a different wavelength. You might have interests or ideas that others find strange or hard to understand. Maybe you're passionate about things that other people don't even notice. This feeling of being different isn't a bad thing. It's actually a pretty clear sign that you might be a chosen one. Another sign to look out for is a deep sense of purpose or mission, even if you can't quite put your finger on what that mission is. You might have a nagging feeling that you're meant to do something important with your life, something that will make a real difference in the world. This feeling can sometimes be overwhelming, especially if you're not sure how to fulfill this purpose. But don't worry, that's totally normal for chosen ones. The important thing is that you feel that call to do something meaningful. Here's an interesting one. Do you find that you're often in the right place at the right time to help someone or make a difference? It might seem like coincidence, but for chosen ones, these coincidences happen a lot more often than they do for other people. It's like the universe is constantly putting you in situations where you can use your special gifts to help others. Now, let's talk about your dreams for a second. Not your goals and ambitions, although those are important too, but your actual nighttime dreams. Chosen ones often have vivid, intense dreams that feel incredibly real. You might dream about future events, or have dreams that give you insights into problems you're facing in your waking life. Some chosen ones even report having dreams that feel more like visits to other realms or dimensions. Wild, right? Here's a sign that might surprise you. Do you sometimes feel overwhelmed by the world around you? It's not just about being sensitive, although that's part of it. It's more like you can feel the pain and joy of the entire world all at once. You might find yourself crying over news stories that other people barely notice, or feeling ecstatic about small moments of beauty that others overlook. This intense connection to the world around you can be both a blessing and a curse, but it's a pretty clear sign that you're not just an ordinary person. Now, don't worry if you don't tick all these boxes. Being a chosen one isn't about fitting a perfect mold. It's about having a unique combination of traits and experiences that set you apart. You might have some of these signs but not others, or you might have signs that aren't on this list at all. The important thing is to pay attention to those feelings and experiences that make you feel different or special. And here's the thing, even if you're not sure whether you're a chosen one or not, the fact that you're even wondering about it is pretty telling. Most people go through life without ever questioning whether they might have a special purpose. The very fact that you're open to this possibility says a lot about who you are and what you might be capable of. So, what do you do with all this information? Well, for starters, don't freak out. Being a chosen one isn't about suddenly developing superpowers or becoming some kind of celebrity. It's about recognizing the unique gifts you already have and learning how to use them to make the world a better place. If you've recognized some of these signs in yourself, take some time to reflect on what that might mean for your life. Think about the times when you felt most alive, most connected to something bigger than yourself. Those moments are clues to your true purpose as a chosen one. And remember, being a chosen one isn't always easy. You might face challenges and obstacles that other people don't understand. You might feel lonely or misunderstood at times. But here's the thing. Those challenges are what make you stronger. They're preparing you for the amazing things you're meant to do in this world. So embrace your uniqueness. Celebrate those quirks and abilities that make you different. Because those are the very things that make you special, that make you a chosen one. And trust me, the world needs more people like you, people who are willing to step up and make a difference, even when it's not easy. In the next part of our journey, we're going to dive into the main reason why people might fear chosen ones like you. It's a pretty mind-blowing concept, and understanding it will help you navigate the world with more confidence and purpose. So stick around, because things are about to get really interesting. Now that we've talked about what it means to be a chosen one and how to spot the signs, let's dive into something really juicy: why people might actually fear you. I know, it sounds crazy, right? Why would anyone be afraid of someone who's here to do good? Well, buckle up, because the answer might surprise you. Here's the deal. Chosen ones shake things up. They challenge the way things have always been done. And let me tell you, that makes a lot of people really uncomfortable. Think about it. Most folks like things to stay the same. They've got their routines, their beliefs, their way of seeing the world. It's comfortable. It's safe. But then along comes a chosen one, and suddenly everything gets turned upside down. You see, chosen ones have a way of seeing through the BS. They question things that everyone else just accepts. Why do we do things this way? Is there a better way? What if everything we thought we knew was wrong? These are the kinds of questions that chosen ones ask, and they're the kinds of questions that can make people squirm. But it's not just about asking tough questions. Chosen ones often have a different set of values than the rest of society. While everyone else is chasing after money or fame or power, chosen ones are focused on things like truth, justice, and making the world a better place. And that can be really threatening to people who've built their whole lives around those more conventional goals. Here's another thing. Chosen ones often seem to know things they shouldn't know. They've got insights and understandings that go beyond what's considered normal. And that can be really scary for people who like to think they've got everything figured out. It's like, how dare you come in here with your crazy ideas and shake up our nice, orderly world? But here's the kicker. The main reason people fear chosen ones is because deep down, they know that chosen ones are right. They know that the world needs to change, that things can't keep going the way they've been going. And that's terrifying, because if chosen ones are right, it means that everything else might be wrong. It means that people might have to change the way they think, the way they live, the way they see the world. And change is scary. So if you're a chosen one, and you've ever felt like people were wary of you or kept you at arm's length, now you know why. It's not because there's something wrong with you. It's because you represent something that's both exciting and terrifying. The possibility of real, meaningful change. All right, now that we understand why chosen ones might make some people nervous, let's talk about what makes chosen ones so special in the first place. It all comes down to how they see the world. And let me tell you, it's like they're looking through a whole different lens than the rest of us. You know how most people see the world in black and white? Well, chosen ones see all the colors in between. They don't just see things as right or wrong, good or bad. They see all the shades of gray, all the nuances and complexities that make up reality. It's like they've got this amazing ability to zoom out and see the big picture, while also zooming in to catch all the tiny details that everyone else misses. For example, where most people might see a homeless person and think, that's sad, or they should get a job, a chosen one might see the whole complex web of circumstances that led to that person being on the street. They might see the flaws in our social systems, the lack of mental health support, the economic inequalities that make it so hard for some people to get back on their feet. And they don't just see these problems, they feel compelled to do something about them. But it's not all doom and gloom. Chosen ones also have an incredible ability to see potential. Where others see obstacles, chosen ones see opportunities. They can look at a rundown neighborhood and see a thriving community waiting to happen. They can look at a troubled kid and see a future leader. It's like they've got this superpower of hope that lets them see beyond what is to what could be. And here's something really cool. Chosen ones often see connections that other people miss. It's like they've got this internal web of understanding that links everything together. They might look at a global problem like climate change and see how it's connected to local issues like poverty or education. They can take ideas from one field and apply them in totally unexpected ways to solve problems in another field. It's like they're playing this huge game of connect the dots, but only they can see all the dots. Now, this different way of seeing the world can be both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, it gives chosen ones incredible insights and the ability to come up with innovative solutions to problems. On the other hand, it can be really frustrating when other people just don't get it. It's like trying to explain color to someone who's only ever seen in black and white. But here's the thing. This unique perspective is exactly what the world needs right now. We're facing some pretty big challenges as a society, and we need people who can see things differently. We need people who can imagine new possibilities, who can connect the dots in new ways, who can see hope where others see only problems. So if you're a chosen one, embrace your unique way of seeing the world. Don't try to dumb it down or fit into someone else's narrow perspective. Your vision, your insights, your way of understanding things, that's your gift to the world. And trust me, the world needs that gift now more than ever. Now that we've talked about how chosen ones see the world differently, let's dive into the really exciting stuff. The incredible powers that chosen ones have. And no, I'm not talking about flying or shooting laser beams from your eyes, although how cool would that be? I'm talking about real, honest-to-goodness superpowers that can change lives and shape the future. First up, let's talk about empathy. But we're not just talking about being nice to people or feeling bad when someone's sad. Chosen ones have empathy on steroids. It's like they can actually feel what other people are feeling. They don't just understand emotions, they experience them. This might sound overwhelming, and sometimes it is, but it's also an incredible gift. Because when you can truly feel what others are going through, you can connect with them on a whole different level. You can offer comfort and understanding that goes beyond words. You can build bridges between people who thought they had nothing in common. But it's not just about feeling, it's about healing too. Many chosen ones have an almost magical ability to help others heal, whether it's emotionally, mentally, or even physically. It's like they've got this healing energy that they can share with others. They might not even realize they're doing it, but people often feel better just by being around them. It's like they're talking antidepressants, but without the nasty side effects. Now, here's a power that might surprise you. Chosen ones are often natural leaders, even if they don't see themselves that way. It's not about being loud or bossy. It's about having a quiet strength that draws people to them. Chosen ones have a way of inspiring others, of making them want to be better, do better. They lead by example, showing others what's possible when you live with purpose and compassion. But wait, there's more. Chosen ones often have an uncanny ability to see the future. Now, I'm not talking about crystal balls and tarot cards, although if that's your thing, go for it. I'm talking about an intuitive understanding of where things are heading. Chosen ones can often spot trends before they happen, predict outcomes that others can't see coming. It's like they've got a direct line to the future, and they can use that insight to help guide others in the right direction. Here's another superpower that chosen ones have, the ability to manifest their thoughts into reality. It's like they've got this direct connection between their imagination and the physical world. When they focus their energy on something, things just seem to fall into place to make it happen. It's not magic. It's more like they're so in tune with the universe that they can nudge it in the right direction. But perhaps the greatest power that chosen ones have is the power to inspire change. They don't just see what's wrong with the world. They have an unshakable belief that it can be fixed. And that belief is contagious. When a chosen one starts talking about their vision for a better world, people listen. They get excited. They want to be part of it. It's like chosen ones have this ability to awaken the dormant changemaker in everyone around them. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds great, but how do I actually use these powers? Well, that's the beautiful thing about being a chosen one. You're already using them, whether you realize it or not. Every time you offer a kind word to someone who's hurting, every time you stand up for what's right, every time you share your unique perspective on the world, you're using your powers. The key is to start recognizing these abilities in yourself and consciously developing them. Pay attention to those gut feelings. Listen to that inner voice. Trust your instincts. The more you acknowledge and embrace your powers, the stronger they'll become. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Yeah, I know, total Spider-Man moment there. Your powers aren't just for you. They're meant to be shared with the world. Use your empathy to help others heal. Use your leadership to guide people towards positive change. Use your vision of the future to help create a better world for everyone. And here's the really cool part. As you use your powers to help others, they grow even stronger. It's like this amazing feedback loop of awesomeness. The more good you do, the more powerful you become, which lets you do even more good. How amazing is that? So if you're a chosen one, don't be afraid of your power. Embrace it. Celebrate it. Use it. Because the world needs superheroes like you. Real superheroes who can make a real difference. You've got the power to change lives, to shape the future, to make the world a better place. And let me tell you, there's no greater adventure than that. Now, being a chosen one might sound all glamorous and exciting, but let's get real for a second. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. In fact, being a chosen one comes with its own unique set of challenges. But don't worry, understanding these challenges is the first step to overcoming them. First up, let's talk about the biggie, loneliness. Yeah, I know, it sounds like a downer, but it's a real issue for many chosen ones. When you see the world differently from everyone else, it can be hard to find people who really get you. You might feel like you're speaking a different language sometimes, trying to explain your ideas or feelings to people who just don't seem to understand. It's like being the only person at a party who can hear the music. Everyone else is just standing around wondering why you're dancing. But here's the thing. Feeling lonely doesn't mean you're alone. There are other chosen ones out there, even if you haven't met them yet. And remember, your uniqueness is your strength. It's what makes you special. So instead of trying to fit in, focus on finding your tribe. Those people who appreciate you for exactly who you are. Another challenge chosen ones often face is overwhelm. When you're tuned into the world's pain and problems on such a deep level, it can feel like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. You might feel responsible for fixing everything, for saving everyone. And let me tell you, that's a fast track to Burnout City. The key here is to remember that you're not responsible for solving all the world's problems single-handedly. You're part of a bigger picture, a cog in the wheel of positive change. Focus on what you can do, on the difference you can make in your own sphere of influence. Every small action counts, and it all adds up to big change over time. Now, let's talk about self-doubt. Yeah, even chosen ones deal with this one. You might find yourself questioning your abilities, wondering if you're really cut out for this whole changing the world thing. You might look at the enormity of the challenges facing the world and think, who am I to think I can make a difference? But here's the truth. Those doubts are just your ego trying to keep you safe, trying to keep you small. Don't listen to them. You were chosen for a reason. Your gifts, your perspective, your abilities, they're exactly what the world needs right now. Trust in that. Believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, how can you expect others to believe in you? Another challenge that chosen ones often face is the pressure of expectations. Once people realize how special you are, they might start expecting miracles from you all the time. They might put you on a pedestal, thinking you've got all the answers. And let me tell you, that pedestal can be a pretty lonely place. Remember, being a chosen one doesn't mean you're perfect. You're still human. You're still learning and growing just like everyone else. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not have all the answers. In fact, admitting when you don't know something can be a powerful way to connect with others and open up new possibilities. Lastly, let's talk about the challenge of balance. When you're passionate about making a difference in the world, it can be easy to lose yourself in the cause. You might find yourself working all hours, neglecting your own needs, forgetting to take care of yourself. But here's the thing. You can't pour from an empty cup. If you burn yourself out, you won't be able to help anyone. So make sure you're taking time for self-care. Recharge your batteries. Do things that bring you joy. Connect with loved ones. Remember, you're not just a chosen one. You're a whole person with needs and desires of your own. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's necessary if you want to be able to keep making a difference in the long run. All right, so we've talked about what it means to be a chosen one, why people might fear you, and the challenges you might face. Now let's get to the good stuff. How to fully embrace your chosen one status and start making some serious waves in the world. First things first, trust your gut. That little voice inside you, those hunches and intuitions, they're not just random thoughts. They're your inner wisdom speaking to you. As a chosen one, your intuition is like your personal superpower. It's guiding you towards your purpose, showing you where you need to go and what you need to do. So start paying attention to it. When you get a strong feeling about something, don't brush it off. Explore it. Act on it. The more you trust your gut, the stronger and clearer those intuitions will become. Next up, find your tribe. Remember how we talked about loneliness being a challenge for chosen ones? Well, the antidote to that is connecting with other like-minded individuals. Seek out people who share your values, who understand your vision for a better world. These might be other chosen ones, or they might just be people who resonate with your message. Join groups, attend events, reach out online. Do whatever it takes to find your people. Because when you connect with others who get you, magic happens. You'll feel supported, understood, and inspired to reach even greater heights. Now, let's talk about embracing your uniqueness. Stop trying to fit in. Stop dimming your light to make others comfortable. Your differences are your strengths. Those quirks that make you stand out, they're not flaws, they're features. They're what make you special. So start celebrating them. Use your unique perspective to come up with innovative solutions. Share your offbeat ideas. Let your freak flag fly, because that's where your power lies. Here's another important tip. Start small, but dream big. You don't have to save the whole world overnight. In fact, trying to do too much too soon is a recipe for burnout. Instead, focus on making a difference in your immediate sphere of influence. Maybe that's your family, your workplace, your local community. Start there. Make small changes, help individuals, solve local problems. But while you're doing that, keep your big vision in mind. Because those small actions, they add up. They create ripple effects that can eventually change the world. Next, let's talk about self-care. This isn't just about bubble baths and chocolate, although those are great too. It's about really taking care of yourself on all levels. Physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Make sure you're eating well, getting enough sleep, exercising regularly. Take time for activities that recharge you, whether that's meditation, hiking in nature, or binge watching your favorite show. Connect with loved ones. Pursue hobbies that have nothing to do with your mission. Remember, you're not just a chosen one, you're a whole person. And taking care of that whole person is crucial if you want to be able to fulfill your purpose. Here's a big one. Embrace your power. Stop playing small. Stop downplaying your abilities. You've got gifts that the world desperately needs right now. So step up. Speak out. Take action. Use your voice. Use your talents. Use your insight to make a difference. It might feel scary at first, but remember, courage isn't the absence of fear. It's acting in spite of that fear. And the more you step into your power, the more natural it will feel. Now, let's talk about continuous learning. Being a chosen one doesn't mean you've got all the answers. In fact, one of the marks of a true chosen one is the recognition that there's always more to learn. So stay curious. Ask questions. Read widely. Seek out new experiences. Learn from everyone and everything around you. The more you learn, the more effective you'll be in your mission. Lastly, remember to celebrate your victories, no matter how small they might seem. Changed one person's mind about an important issue? Celebrate that. Made a small improvement in your local community? That's worth celebrating too. Took a step towards your bigger goals? Definitely celebrate that. Because here's the thing, change doesn't happen overnight. It's a series of small victories that add up over time. And celebrating those victories keeps you motivated, keeps you going when things get tough. Now, let's zoom out for a moment and look at the bigger picture. Why are chosen ones so important? Why does the world need people like you now more than ever? Buckle up, because this is where things get really exciting. Think about the state of the world right now. We're facing some pretty big challenges, right? Climate change, social inequality, political division, economic uncertainty. The list goes on and on. And let's be real, these aren't simple problems with easy solutions. They're complex, interconnected issues that require a whole new way of thinking to solve. And that's exactly where chosen ones come in. You see, chosen ones are like lighthouses in a storm. When everyone else is lost in the darkness, confused and afraid, chosen ones shine a light that shows the way forward. Your unique perspective, your ability to see connections that others miss, your capacity for innovative thinking. These are exactly the qualities needed to tackle the big issues facing our world today. But it's not just about solving problems. Chosen ones have the power to inspire hope. In a world that often feels dark and scary, you remind people that there's still good in the world, that positive change is possible, that we're not doomed. We're just in a challenging phase of our collective journey. And that hope? It's contagious. When you share your vision of a better world, it awakens something in others. It reminds them of their own power to make a difference. Here's another reason the world needs chosen ones. You challenge the status quo. You question the way things have always been done. And let's face it, a lot of our current systems and ways of doing things just aren't working anymore. We need people who aren't afraid to rock the boat, who can imagine new possibilities and new ways of doing things. That's you. You're the innovators, the trailblazers, the ones who can lead us into a better future. But perhaps the most important reason the world needs chosen ones is this. You remind us of our shared humanity. In a world that often feels divided, where it's easy to see others as them instead of us, chosen ones bridge those divides. Your empathy, your compassion, your ability to see the good in everyone. These qualities remind us that we're all in this together. That despite our differences, we're all part of the human family. Think of chosen ones as the world's immune system. Just like how your body sends white blood cells to fight off infection, the universe sends chosen ones to help heal the world's problems. You're the defenders, the healers, the ones who keep the world in balance. And just like how your immune system works best when it's strong and active, the world is at its best when chosen ones step up and embrace their role. So if you've ever doubted whether you're really needed, whether your contributions really matter, let me tell you this, the world needs you. It needs your unique perspective, your innovative ideas, your compassion, your courage. It needs your light. As we come to the end of our journey together, I want you to take a moment to really let everything we've discussed sink in. Being a chosen one isn't just some fancy title or a random coincidence. It's a calling. It's your destiny. And embracing that destiny could be the most important thing you ever do. Not just for yourself, but for the entire world. Remember, being a chosen one doesn't mean you're perfect. It doesn't mean you have all the answers or that you'll never face challenges. What it means is that you have a unique set of gifts, a special perspective, and an important role to play in shaping the future. It means that you have the potential to make a real, lasting difference in the world. So here's my challenge to you. Embrace your chosen one status. Step into your power. Stop hiding your light or trying to fit in with the crowd. The world doesn't need more people who blend in. It needs those who stand out. It needs those who are willing to be different, to take risks, to speak up for what's right even when it's not easy. Start paying attention to those gut feelings, those intuitions that guide you. Trust in your ability to see things differently, to come up with innovative solutions to problems. Use your empathy and compassion to heal and connect with others. Let your vision of a better world inspire those around you. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. There are other chosen ones out there, even if you haven't met them yet. Seek them out. Connect with them. Support each other. Because when chosen ones come together, amazing things happen. Yes, being a chosen one can be challenging. It can be scary. It can feel overwhelming at times. But it's also incredibly rewarding. There's nothing quite like the feeling of knowing you're making a real difference in the world, of seeing your actions create positive change. So embrace your destiny. Step into your power. The world is waiting for you to shine your light. And trust me, when you do, you'll not only transform your own life, you'll help transform the entire world. You are chosen. You are powerful. You are needed. Now go out there and show the world what a chosen one can do. The future is waiting, and it's brighter because you're in it.